Various groups have condemned the recent fuel hike in Nigeria. The Nigerian Bar Association, House of Representatives, People's Democratic Party, New Nigeria People's Party, and coalition of northern groups are among those urging the federal government to reverse the increase. Fuel prices were recently raised from 568 naira to 897 naira per litre, exacerbating economic hardships. Vice President Kashim Shettima met with key officials to address the issue, while the NNPP stated that fuel prices are determined by market forces. The House Committee on Petroleum Resources and the Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives have both called for the reversal of the price hike. Ifeanyi, what is your take on this?
I want to ask a question to all these coalitions and the NBA and all the groups. Where were their voices when Nigerians were planning for the End Bad Governance protests? What was their contributions? What was the efforts they put in to ensure that the protest was a success? Because that protest, to my own understanding, is holding government accountable. It's trying to let the government know how Nigerians feel. And you were here a few weeks ago when I told you that the petroleum price will get to 1,000. We laughed about it. One man on one of your sister radio stations, I do listen to a program there, a political show. He always called, since last year, he has been saying that fuel is going to be at 1,000. He even made a bet that if fuel did not get to 1,000, that he will give somebody so amount of money. He made that bet on live national radio. Where are we today? So, and you see how they boxed us. I was listening to a program this morning before coming out. One of these comedian political shows is talking about, he said Nigeria existed during Buhari, during Babangida, Obasanjo, Abdulsalami, Yaradua, Jonathan. Then during the administration of Muhammadu Buhari, it became Niger. Now, Tinubu, it is called 9. And you know that our Igbo people normally have a fond saying that if you do this thing now, you go like 9. You know that you are already finished. So Nigeria is now called 9. Is not even Niger. So it is already finished. When people were talking about Nigeria being a failed state, I agree that with you here. These are the indices of a failed state. What are the indices? Are you want when we face Russia and or when Cameroon comes to fight us, that you say we are a failed state? We are in war with ourselves. War of insecurity, maladministration. That is even the headquarters of the whole thing Nigeria is of maladministration, misplacement of priority, insincerity of purpose. That is where we are in Nigeria. So, how many times is the turning around mechanism of Nigerian refineries the only opaque nation that has no functional refinery? But every year, budgets are made for people in oil and downstream, NNPP, and their sister parastatals, PPROP, DPPR, and all the rest. And they are employing people, at least for the fact that when they were trying to, counter Alindume, they came out to the open and told us that his children were recently employed in NNPP. That when he was seeking for that slot, he didn't remember that Nigerians were suffering. That is how they expose themselves. So telling you that people are being employed in NNPP that is in comatose, and people are being paid and promoted. Laurentia, also, you will now know that I asked you here on this platform that when last did you see students, people that are writing JAMB, competing to get a score to go and study petrochem. But you know, in the 90s, petrochem was like people rubbing shoulder. I want to study petrochem, elect, this and that. You, as a journalist, how many in recent years, let's take 10 years down the line, that are Nigerians struggling to study electric? Because even before you go into the, and I'm not sure that any Nigerian university is even undergoing that course now, because they will train their children overseas, or even those that did banking and finance, those that did education. Once they come into the country, they see. When last did Nigerians see unemployment vacancies published by NNPP and its sister affiliates? When last did we see? But people are being employed there. That those lecturers that studied to teach people there, where are they today? What are their primary assignments in our various universities? Those that even want to study the course, are they given the opportunity? Because at the end of the day, you spend all the money, you will not get the needed employment where you should work. So these are the things that these people should be asking. Now that they are condemning the fuel hike, where were they when the fuel hike started from 500? And where were they in supporting labor until you see, in making sure that the government were held to the jugular? And finally, because of time, and this is a very huge topic, I told us here that what they are racing now is to box Dangote into a corner, and they have succeeded. Let me paint the picture for you. The Dangote coming to stream have said that we are looking at, if the federal government has pegged the price at 500, a Dangote, being an indigenous company and domiciled in Nigeria, can say, okay, we are selling at 300, which Dangote said initially. What did they, when they were, after playing the politics of the denial of Dangote, the crude, Dangote came out to shout that he was importing from US and Brazil. And they now said, okay, he will be sold for him in local currency. All the shenanigans and secrecy that surrounded it. Finally, I don't know whether Dangote is getting up to 40% of the local crude, but our crude is taken to Malta to go and penned, not even refined. They call it pending of the crude. They bring it back and pay subsidy to themselves. The government of Rocha Sokorocha, familiocracy. So, and now, if they have boxed Dangote to a corner, they are now going to fix the price. That is why you see the fuel being raised to 895 in an NNPC depot. And now, the independent marketers are selling at 1,000 plus. Now, Dangote, who told us that by today his fuel will be flooding everywhere, the fuel is nowhere to be found. And Dangote has now come to make a statement that the federal government, executive council, will fix the price. What did that tell you? They were trying to box Dangote so that Dangote will not go below the 550 naira. That is the picture. And now, I now ask a question that, when did the Nigerian government and the Nigerian state begin to fix prices and regulate our market space? They can't regulate food for the common man. They can't regulate electricity tariff. In my yard today, we are giving the bill that was brought. We had meeting last night. When you called me, it was 154,000 that we are giving in a compound of 11 tenants. 100, and we are saying, how are we going? Because if you don't pay, even if you decide to pay 50, the accumulation will still go in. Why last month we paid, they gave us 19,000. 19,000. But you can see the gap. Because you don't blame them. I was trying to explain to the other people that the generation now is gas powered. And again, because of the cost of gas, this is what the discos, how they buy from the Gencos is what they turn out. And we thank them that we're having steady lights. But steady light is because there is a steady supply and they are buying and they have to feed. You don't hold power. So now, my dear Laurentia,
you were talking about
Nigerians.
The government.
The government now is regulating Dangote and fixing price when they have not maintained the price that they fixed. You could see how these people are taking Nigeria for granted. And Nigerians have resigned to fate. Nobody is talking. Nobody is conscious. Who will bear the cat? Who will be the John the Baptist of Nigeria? Who will cry that? Who will be the representation? The places we need the characters of Ugochinyere. He will not appear. The places that we need who will represent the late Gani Fayemi? Who will represent Fela? Who will be those people that will be the Magic Fashek of this world, the Lucky Dubes, the people that use the microphone and the music to talk? Where can we get the likes of Abdulkarim, Idris Abdulkarim? Our singers and those people that call themselves social media influencers and personalities.
All right.
Where are they? Who will bear the cat for Nigerians because of the excruciating pain? Finally, while I was coming, I saw the buses are empty. You see buses going to a long place carrying only one person because people don't have money to enter and there are no fuel, and those who are going to a long distance place now are beginning to prioritize. Maybe you trek some, you enter vehicle for some. That is the fate of Nigerians. So I am calling out to Ugochinyere again.
All right.
To assume the speakership of the Nigerian masses. I also call on Peter Obi and Atiku. They should forget about party politics. This woman they have position now, Nenadi Usman from Southern Kaduna. Let them form opposition of becoming the next Samuel Mbakwe, who is that governor that is crying for Nigerians to get the needed assistance from the nation.
All right,
my heart bleeds for the downtrodden Nigerians.
I can see that.
If it can be if I can feel this way, I wonder that what Nigerians on the streets that live below $50, that to feed a family now, 1 cup of rice, I bought half bag of rice at 43,000 naira.
We are out Nigeria. Of time. I know that you have a lot of things to say, but we are out of time and we need to wrap it up at this point. Thank you so much for coming on Open Conversation.